Matt, thanks for your time on this freezing cold morning. We start off on Sunday in the first race with horse number 2, talented horse called Alphic.
Yeah, we're a little bit disappointed in his last run. We've gelded him since. He seems to be a much better horse for it. His work has been good, and I think he'll be right there.
Lovely. Then on to the second race where you've got an incredibly well-bred horse called Polar Vortex, a son of Western Winter, who's a half-brother to the very, very well-performed Captain Splendid.
Yeah, he hasn't been showing us too much, Andy. But in his work, the further you work him, the better he gets and stronger he gets. So that's why we're starting him in a mile. But I'm sure he'll definitely benefit from this run.
Okay, well, there's nothing wrong with Dynasty's first start. Let's hope that one day he can be a good horse. As we move on to the fourth race, having a break in the third, number 14 is Shafug's Opportunity. Number 14, a daughter of Star Witness.
She has been showing us some nice work at home. She has quite a bit of room for improvement. It's not easy taking on older horses, but on her ability, I'd be disappointed if she wasn't in the first three.
Lovely. Then we move on to the Jubilee, which is a very interesting race because you've got a hugely mixed bag with a sprinter, a stayer, and a progressive sort in Mufid, Kenan, and Farik.
Yeah, Mufid, he's only ever gone ground once in his life. It was his third start, and he pulled up lane behind after that run, and we never really went ground again. So he's by Duke of Marmalade, and his mare is reduced horses that have won the Derby, the UAE Derby, like Musia. So there's no reason on pedigree why he shouldn't stay. His work has been good when we've been galloping him from the mile, putting him on the treadmill. His heart rates have been exceptional. So if he does stay, I make him a massive runner. Kenan's just having another prep run. He's aimed at 2 features in Durban, staying features, but he's a quality horse and he could sneak into the back end of quartets. And Freak's as honest as the day is long, also trying the distance for the first time. If he stays, got to be right there.
Lovely. And then the last race on the card, race number 8, horse number 14 is Play Misty for Me.
Yeah, he's been slightly disappointing, but I think that's just how much ability he has. He won a workout his last time. He's drawn well here. Not sure what to expect really. If he can run well, we'll keep him in training. If not, well, then probably go to a weaker centre.
Right, Sunday at Turffontein, starting off in the fourth race with a horse called Distant Call.
Yeah, she's a nice filly. She's shown some good work on the grass and on the sand, and she's pretty sharp at the stalls. You can never account for greenness, but I think she'll have a bright future.
That's nice to know. And then moving on to Master and Commander in the Jubilee, Gavin Larina coming all the way back from England to ride him.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure to have Gavin on this horse and just riding for us. We love him, and it's a pity to see him go. But anyway, Master and Commander on his day, he can obviously mix it with the best. Needed that last run. I think he's come on. So yeah, I'm actually a little bit bullish. But let's see what happens in the race.
Okay, and then the very attractive looking Starrett City, he won a very good race on Champions Day. There's only been 1 second out of that form line, but it was the way in which he won the race. It was so impressive.
Yeah, he couldn't have won it any better. Beautiful horse. He's a big, strong boy, and yeah, Dalpesh aboard, nice draw. You'd expect him to be competitive again.
Can we read something into that? Was it an agent's call, or did you ask for his services?
My primary mandate was to get the best jockey available, and Dalpesh was there. I would have loved Gavin to ride the horse, but you can't confirm with someone and then take him off. So
from one champion to the next.
Exactly, that. But yeah, let's just hope.
All right, Mike, the first time we've had an opportunity to talk in the bridal room where all the preparation gets done. It's meticulous and it's vital, absolutely vital to have the right apparatus to go to war with.
Yes, Andrew, obviously we take pride in preparing our kit for racing, and we have quite a huge amount of stock that we have for racing. So I have a room that's under lock and key, and quite a huge selection of different various bridles and colours that would match with all my clients' kits. So we try and keep it that way.
It goes hand in hand with the Michael AZZIE philosophy. And we start off in the first of the afternoon, quite a competitive little lineup. Number 3, Like a Stare, won well last time out. You've got Pierce straight on board. No winners from the form line, but certainly looks like he's got potential.
Yes, Andrew, obviously I read in the computer form backed. It was definitely not stable money. He went to the racecourse completely untried last time. Also another comment there, not striding out. Pierre felt that something was amiss with him. We didn't find anything wrong with him. We brought him home, and then we got our physio to work on him, and she found that he was very, very tight in the neck and shoulder area. We've been doing a bit of work on him, and he's improved considerably. So he's moving a lot better now. So I'm expecting him to appear to find him a lot better and be happier with him in his movement. But saying that, one concern is that there's not much strength out of the form of that win. Not too many horses came out of that race and have done well since. Savar was in that race that day and performed at the start and was scratched. So maybe that's why he was backed, because when Savar was scratched, probably people looked at the next best looking horse in the ring, and obviously he was probably the best looking horse in the race. And that's why the money might have come for him. But in his well-being himself, he's improved a lot. It wouldn't surprise me if he won a race like this, because he is working very, very well. But saying that, this is a strong field. Whirly's form is phenomenal. Otholk is having his first run from being gelded. There are a number of other horses in the race with big reputations. So healthy respect for a number of horses in the race, but he is not without a chance.
We move on to the third race now, where Fort Augustus is probably a hell of a lot better than what you see on paper.
Absolutely, and a very, very smart horse. This is short of his best distance. His first run was all wrong. I had two horses in the race that day, a horse called Cess and him. And Cess went out to the front, and they were actually cutting throats, and Pierre said the race just didn't pan out the right way for him. With the stable companion cutting his throat didn't suit him at all. Pierre said he didn't enjoy that at all, and he said we must bring this horse back to 1200 and let's teach him how to race properly, where he could be run off his feet in the early part and learn to run at horses. And this is why we brought him back to the 1200, and we're going to teach him to race in the correct manner. But he's a horse to watch for the future. Very big, smart, imposing looking horse, closely related to Manaronesco on the dam side. So a horse for the future.
Lovely. Well, a horse that obviously you had to go back to the drawing boards with after the abundant talent that he showed in Johannesburg, where everything went pear-shaped in Cape Town, and I refer to a horse called Riverine.
Yes, Andrew, everything that could go wrong with him when we got down to the Cape went wrong with him. I should have actually been bold and not run him in the Cape Flying Championships, but it cost the owners a huge amount of money. The vets worked tooth and nail to try and get him right. We got him right as far as that he looked good up to the race, but you know, he had so much treatment and everything, his system must have been completely flat. So, I blame myself for that entirely. I should have been brave enough to get on the phone and say to the guys, listen, this horse has had so much treatment and all the work that was done on him, we should just have taken him out and not run him, because it knocked him. And then coming back after that, he really went off the manger for a while, so he didn't do a lot of work. Coming into the computer form sprint, he was probably 10 days to 2 weeks short of his best. He moved up, and he was actually going as well as anything with about 150 to go. And Lyle says he bottomed out with him with 100 to go. So it was a very good run considering. He's come on tremendously from that, and I would be very disappointed if he didn't win a race like this.
Great, that's good to hear. Now, a filly called Penny Serenade, and JP climbs aboard.
Yeah, she loves JP. She seems to run well for JP. She has always had a few niggles. We've got on top of that now. We had to lay off her and get her right. She's coming back. I would say she might just be in need of the run, but if she had to be at her best, she could hold her own in a field like this, but probably also going to be in need of the run.
And then you finish off the day with a pair of runners, numbers 11 and 9 in race 8. No prizes for guessing that Trading Profit probably has the stronger chance of the two.
Oh yes, and with Pierre in the saddle, I would expect him to be a runner in that field. He seems to run well for Pierre. Pierre actually got him pretty close on his penultimate start, so I'm expecting him to run a huge race in that race. The other horse, Karari Viking's been a bit disappointing. We're going to give him until the end of the month. Arne and Isak have spoken to me, and if he doesn't shape up in the next month, they're going to move him on to PE.
Just touching on Trading Profit, it looks like nothing went right for him in his last start.
Yes, everything that could go wrong went wrong. You know, as the pens opened, Matthew took a hold of him, and he landed up finding himself a little bit further back than he wanted to be. And then from then on, he was just riding for luck, and just it didn't happen to work out for him.
So Striker's obviously got with the stand side track, perfect ride for him.
Yeah, you know, you just leave it to Pierre. He's a master. He gets him out of trouble, and he tends to win races when you shouldn't win races with horses. So we leave it up to him. We don't give him instructions. We just let him do his thing.